What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the channel. You know, I was thinking about it when I was driving home today, and I've really come a long way when it comes to the automotive world. What I like, what I don't like, what I think is cool, what I think is a nice build, what I don't think is a nice build, just my preferences and things like that. But where I really feel like I've come a long way is in the horsepower wars. Really, what is fast, what is impressive, what is not, because I remember about 10 years ago, I bought my very first Corvette. It was a 2000 black C5 Corvette, beautiful car, automatic transmission, 345 horsepower, and I thought that thing was so incredibly fast. I mean, it was just crazy fast to me. I thought, how could anything out there really be any faster? This is just above and beyond anything I experienced up to that point. Then I got a 2001 Z06. 385 horsepower, not even the 405 horsepower version, and I was like, wow, this car's crazy, this car's nuts. I don't need anything more. I can never want for anything more. I'm done. This is as good as it's gonna get. Thumbs up. Well, then if you guys follow the channel and know me, I went on and I had a C6 Z06 and did heads and cam on that. And then I had a C7 Z06, 650 horsepower, which I thought was just nuts. I thought that was just over the top. And then along comes the 68 Chevelle. So as you can see by this huge blower sticking out of the hood, this is not a stock 68 Chevelle. So let me tell you the story about this car before I get into all the specs and all the stuff that you really want to hear about. So as many may remember and know if you follow the channel, I had two cars I was wanting to get rid of. My 60 Impala, which I loved, I absolutely loved that car, and my 32 Ford Roadster glass body car. And I like that car too. I like looking at the Roadster more than I like driving it, but it was a fun car. But I really did love the Impala. So I was really looking to get rid of both of them, and my idea was really to get rid of both, get something new, and then get a little bit of money in my pocket for other projects and things like that. So I'm looking around, and I'm of course doing my normal thing, thumbing through Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, and I come across this car. And it doesn't say anything about trade, but I don't know, for some reason I was kind of drawing myself towards Pro Street stuff, and so this just caught my eye. So I sent a message to the guy that was trying to sell it. It ended up being a friend of the owner, and just told him, hey, would you be interested in doing some trading? He comes back and says, no, I don't think so. Really wants to just sell it, get the money out of it, and move on. So I thought, okay, no problem. So about a week goes by and I see this car again, and quite honestly, I forgot. I admit it, I'm getting old, I'm getting forgetful. I'd forgotten that I'd send a message already on this car. So I sent another message. Hey, would you be interested in trading for these? Well, this time the guy comes back and he says, well, let me send him the information and see what he says. So after a few minutes, comes back and says, yeah, he's interested. He'd like to come take a look at your cars. So I say, great, no problem, come on down. He comes down, takes a look at the Impala, and look at the Roadster, starts him up, walks around, does everything, kind of gets some ideas of what he wants to do to the cars, and says, okay, he's interested. Now it's my turn to come to him and take a look at this car. So I end up making the trip to go take a look at this car, and I'll be very honest, that entire day I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I really don't need something this crazy, I don't need something this fast, probably not a good idea. I should just wait, maybe sell one of my vehicles, keep the other one, pocket some cash, or just wait for another trade. Probably not a good idea. I need to back away from this one. But figure I'll check it out, I'll look anyway, at least get a really cool ride in a very fast car, be able to experience the horsepower, and so I was on board for that. I get there, I see this car sitting in the driveway ready to go, and yeah, okay, I start breaking down a little bit. I start getting a little bit excited and going, maybe I need to do this trade. So walk around the car, check it out inside and out, and then I went for a ride with the prior owner. His name is John, by the way, and yeah, I was hooked. At that point in time, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm done, let's trade. Where do I sign? What do I need to do? Let's make this happen. So lo and behold, we ended up doing the trade, of course, and he's actually, I think he's selling the Impala, actually, last time I saw it was for sale, but he's doing some pretty radical things to the Roadster. I'll have to try to get with him down the road once he's finished out, because that thing's going to be insane, very similar, or if not crazier than this build. So yeah, we'll definitely have to check into that. But back to the Chevelle. So I'm going to keep you in suspense just a little bit longer before I talk about the drivetrain, horsepower, and all that stuff, but just want to walk around and show you this car is an incredibly nice build. The paint is absolutely beautiful. Get in on it there. You can see it has some marbling Very beautiful, like a brandy wine. It's supposed to be House of Colors brandy wine. The stripes are really amazing. The bodywork is just impeccable. It's actually one of the nicest paint jobs I have ever had on a vehicle. One of the nicest paint jobs I've ever seen, with the exception of one flaw there and up there. Apparently what happened is the paint didn't completely cure before John put a car cover on it, so that was the result. It's got a few chips up around the front hood too, kind of around where the blower is. So I've got to figure out a way to try to remedy that. I'm working with my painter right now to try to remedy these stripes. Probably going to end up redoing the whole striping setup and everything like that. I want to make it look nice because this car deserves a proper repair job to look exactly right and exactly the way it should. But I also have to keep in mind I have a budget. I don't want to go hog wild in this car, but I do want to do it right. So that should be coming probably next week. Hopefully it won't take too long. So I definitely will update you guys on what ends up happening with this, what the fix is, and I'll even tell you guys what it costs and what was involved in it and everything like that, and you guys can see the finished product. Inside, the interior is just as nice. Leather. The headliner, which you probably can't see, is suede. It does have a full cage. All aftermarket gauges. Everything works. It's got 2 tacks, which I don't really know why you need 2 tacks, but hey, it's got it. Very well done car inside and out. John actually told me he has an excess of 6 figures into this car, and I believe it. With the drivetrain, the paint, the interior, the chassis work and everything like that he had done. Definitely a very high dollar build. Definitely the most high dollar build I've ever owned, that's for sure. So now on to the good stuff, the build. We'll start at the back end and work our way forward. As you can see, extremely wide tires. They're 33 by 21.5 by 15s. That puts about 36 inches of rubber to the ground. You can see the wheelie bars, which would probably come in handy on a track. The rear end, I suspect probably around a 373, maybe a 410 gearing. It does okay down the freeway. I mean, I'm really taking down the freeway, but like at 60, 65, I'm tacking around 3,000 RPM, so not too bad. It's got a built 400 transmission to handle all the power. It does have a line lock if you want to do burnouts. And then, of course, we have that monstrosity. So now on to what everybody wants to know about the motor. This is a 632-inch big block. It's got Pontiac Pro Stock heads. It's got a 1071 blower on top. These are Holley 1050 each carburetors. And yeah, I don't really like Holley carburetors, but for this purpose, you know what, they're working. I'm not going to touch it. Based on my research, based on what John, the prior owner, is telling me and everything I can find out, this car should be turning out right at 1,300 horsepower, maybe a little bit more, which is just insane to me. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking that is twice the horsepower that my C7 Z06 was turning out, and right at the same weight of car. It's just insane to me. 1,300 horsepower. That's easily 1,000 to the ground. So I threw the numbers in on this car, and I was basing it on about a 3,600 pound car and figuring around 1,200 horsepower, which is probably pretty safe. So on a well-prepped track, good tires, and certainly a driver that knows what he's doing or she's doing, not me, this car should run in the high 8s through the quarter mile, probably right around 155 miles an hour. I'm never going to find that out, to be quite honest with you. So yes, I know what you're saying. Mike, you've got this race car. Why would you not want to take it out and see exactly what it'll do? Well, quite honestly, it's because I'm chicken. As Clint Eastwood said in Magnum Force, man's got to know his limitations. I know mine, this car is beyond it, so I'm going to be a little conservative. So you might ask, why own it? If you're not going to take it out and really experience the full potential of this car, why own it? Quite honestly, it's for bragging rights. I have always wanted to own something that intimidated me just a little bit. I've always wanted to own something that was pro street. And quite honestly, this car fits the bill in my 3 categories. It looks good, it sounds good, and it is fast. Car's a lot of fun. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be something I can open the shop up, check it out, show my buddies, show people to stop by the shop, take them for rides and things like that. But no, I'm never going to experience using these wheelie bars. I'm never going to experience going 155 miles an hour in a quarter mile. I'm never going to experience diving into the 8s, and I'm okay with that. This car is going to serve the purpose that I intend, and it's just basically for bragging rights and being able to say, huh. So now's the part where I hook up all the cameras and take you guys out for a little ride, show you basically what the car will do, what it's like on the road. You know, don't expect a ton. Like I said, I'm still getting used to this car. I can give you a general idea kind of what it's like, but bear in mind that I'm going to be running probably 1/2 and 2/3 throttle a lot of the time and not really fully extending this car's potential. But I hope you guys do enjoy it. Certainly as I become more familiar with it, we're going to do more videos with this car. I'll be driving it more and you'll see more of it. I'm certainly going to show you after the paint correction's done. So there'll be more coming with this car, but you know, I'm easing into it. It's like getting in a cold pool. You know, I'm easing into it slowly. I'm not diving head first because I don't want to die. Sorry about that. The lens was a little smudged, so I apologize if that was a little blurry, but this car is absolutely insane. Let me show you the damage we did just in that little spirited run. First of all, this is way too loose, and this just completely came off. Alternator belt is history, it's toast. It's still together and in one piece because the last time I drove it, the alternator belt actually just snapped. It just heated up and snapped. So that shows you the kind of horsepower that this thing's putting down. And that was never, ever, did I ever get over 2/3 throttle. Never. It's just crazy. It starts shaking the tires and starts spinning and getting sideways. And I mean, you could see what that's like. So I can only imagine what this thing would be like if I could fully unleash all of those horses on the street. Just, oh man, it'd be insane. I'm giddy. What can I say? I'm giddy. It's that much fun. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out the belt situation because we can't be replacing belts or tightening them up every time we take this thing for a run. That is the problem about these cars that are making such high horsepower, is you tend to break things. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want to be abusive on this car, is because I don't want to break things because it's expensive. It's expensive to fix this stuff, and I just don't have the money to do that. I can't do it. It was just a couple quick trips around the block. Again, gonna kind of tune things in a little bit more, try to figure out this belt situation. Again, get the paint fixed, come back for more. You will see more of this car, definitely. It's just, I mean, look at that. And especially just look at the tires. Oh my gosh, it's just, yeah, I'm giddy again. It's true. So anyway, I'm gonna end the video right here. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My Instagram, my P.O. Box, and Venmo will be in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. God bless, take care, have a great day.